2nd, 2022. Time is 11 a.m. Call the meeting to order. My name is Al Rose. I am the director of, I am the chair of the State Local Records Committee. Also appearing with us is Matt Kernett from the AG's office. We also have the archivist, Terry Badger here as well. I believe that, so that means that we have quorum for purposes of the meeting. If we could get first the staff to put your names on the record, and then any of the individuals that are here as regard to the schedules that are being approved.
I'm Russell Wood, the State Records Manager.
Jamie Gansel, Senior Records Consultant out of the Olympia branch of the State Archives.
Molly Rooney, Senior Records Consultant out of the Bellingham branch of the Archives.
Emily Veneman, Senior Record Consultant out of the Puget Sound branch in Bellevue.
And we have some members of local agencies as well on the line for purposes of the schedules today. If you could introduce yourselves as well and identify your agency, please.
Hi, this is Nicole Sawyers. I work with Paulsville Fire Department.
Hello, Jennifer Winkler, City of Seattle.
Heather Rowley, City of Camas.
Debbie Moody with Olympic Region Clean Air Agency.
Marcy Lammers with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
It looks like we have Erica Dickey too from San Juan County. There's a couple individuals I think that don't have microphones. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for being here today for another electronic meeting of the State of Washington Local Records Committee. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the October 6th, 2021 minutes. Has the committee had a chance to review those minutes? Are there any questions?
Well, there are only 2 committee members who were present.
Right. Yeah, how is that? How are we going to resolve that?
I do think that the 2 members of the committee can comprise of sufficient quorum, and we can go ahead and proceed with the motion now and a second.
Okay, you would make the motion in second?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so there's been a motion and a second to approve the October 6, 2021 minutes as presented. Is there any request for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, would call the question. All those in favor of approving the October 6, 2021 minutes as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Any abstentions?
Terry Badger from the State Archives. I abstain from the vote as I did not attend the meeting.
Right, and thank you very much for that, Mr. Badger. The hearing motions, two ayes to approve the minutes and 1 abstention. A motion to approve passes. Next item on the agenda is the adoption of today's agenda. Has the committee had a chance to review today's agenda? Are there any questions? Not hearing any questions, would entertain a motion to adopt today's agenda.
So moved.
Any second?
I second.
All right, a motion to approve today's agenda as presented has been made and seconded. No request for any discussion. All those in favor of approving today's agenda as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to adopt today's agenda passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is Washington State Archives updates. And the first item under that is announcements from the State Archivist.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Terry Badger, the Acting State Archivist. Just make a short report, if I may. And basically, I would say that as far as the Olympia office is, it's full-time press. on the design of the library and archives building, which I'm sure that you have heard about in the past, but we're looking forward to a facility that will put all of the Secretary of State's office in one facility in Tumwater. And the archives and library are very much looking forward to a facility where all of our collections will be in one building instead of scattered throughout the state. So we are at the process of leaving design development and moving into construction documents. And I'm sure that there are many hurdles left to go over, but we are going through them one at a time. And so actually I've been dodging in and out with the architects in this meeting. So, look forward to another meeting this afternoon on that topic. The other thing that I would like to mention is that I am excited today because of the law enforcement records retention schedule and the fact that these schedules are applying to both the state agencies and the local government agencies, understanding that it's still approved by both committees. But the fact that we can accommodate and get the local and the state on the same schedule and on the same time frames, it'll make it much easier for the archives staff and agency staff to update them when needed. And this schedule tends to need updating at least annually after each legislative session. So I'm very excited to start to continue working on sort of having these schedules approved for both local and state agency use. Otherwise, I'm just glad to be here. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is announcements from the state records manager.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to let everyone know that we have had another new hire since the last meeting. A number of our staff are at a virtual conference today, so our new consultant is not on this call, and we are also close to finalizing our last position, which would give us a team of 9 in records management to help state and local government agencies manage their records better, which is more than we've ever had, and I'm very excited for being able to do more and do it faster, because we can keep up to date with what's changing, which is something that's always happening.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wood. The next item on the agenda is number 3, Roman numeral 3, new business. First item under that is updates to schedules applying to more than one agency. The first heading under that is Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.2. Is there a representative here today regarding that record schedule?
Well, I'd like to point out and thank our senior records consultant, Molly Rooney, who's here on the call, who picked up on some questions from a number of air pollution control authorities who pointed out that things had changed about how air quality data was being collected, and so she worked closely with them to make updates to reflect the way in which data is now being collected at these stations and make the retention schedule fit the new way in which data is collected and shared between the air quality control authorities and the Department of Ecology. So thank you, Molly.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, does the committee have any questions? Hearing no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.2 as approved. As presented.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.2 as presented has been made and seconded. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, we call the question. All those in favor of approving the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.2 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Records Retention Schedule version 1.2 passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Law Enforcement Records Retention Schedule version 8.0. Mr. Wood, are you going to speak on that one?
Yes, I will certainly be happy to speak on this because we're very excited. As Terry Badger alluded to, this now broadens the scope of the schedule, so it applies equally to state law enforcement agencies and local law enforcement agencies. This incorporates a number of the big changes that happened in the last legislative session to do with the retention of law enforcement personnel records and complaints and misconduct records, as well as a host of other changes that had happened since 2017. So we're excited to take this forward. The committee, this went out for consultation back in November and December, and we received a number of other suggestions which got incorporated into the draft. So the committee had a copy of both what those changes were as well, that was there on the committee's page. I had received some communications this morning from a member of the public who wanted to know if they could comment. I'm not sure if that person's on the call, but if anybody else wanted to, if the chair would like to have anyone else comment on it.
I'm open to that, the committee. Do you have the name of the individual, Mr. Wood, or does you know if this person's logged on to the call?
I don't see their name. The name was Emily Anderson. If you were on the call.
And was there any explanation in the communication of what the individual wanted to comment on?
No, they just wanted to know whether or not they could comment. So I suggested that they could speak up and request the chair to acknowledge them. So.
Okay. And it doesn't appear that we have anybody. Is there anybody here that wishes to speak on the Law Enforcement Records Retention Schedule version 8.0 as presented? Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing no questions from the committee, then I would entertain a motion to approve the Law Enforcement Records Retention Schedule version 8.0 as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion to approve the Law Enforcement Records Retention Schedule version 8.0 has been made and seconded. Any requests for discussion?
Mr. Chair, if I may have just
Please,
20
please.
seconds.
Yeah.
This comment goes to all the schedules, but at any schedule like this that's highly sensitive with a significant amount of changes, I just wanted to praise archive staff and the records management group. How you present this to the committee and to the public with the summary of changes, the thorough nature of explanations for the basis for changes is very, very helpful, not just to me as a committee member, but I think to members of the public and the constituents. So I just wanted to say, based on this, particularly in light of this particularly large change with a lot of different moving parts, from my perspective as a committee member, a lot of praise to Russell and your team at Archives for how you go about working with the constituents and present this information to not just the committee, to the public. So that's the only comment I had. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to second that comment. I think that the way that these are listed out with the proposed changes, the summary of changes makes it very easy to figure out what's going on versus say, oh, here's the new schedule and having then to do a crosswalk back and forth. So I really appreciate every, especially the longer ones, that resource there. So we've done the motion in the second, and now we're just whether there's going to be discussion. Okay, not hearing any other discussion, then I would call the question. All those in favor of approving the law enforcement records retention schedule version 8.0 as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, 3 ayes. The motion to approve the law enforcement records retention schedule version 8.0 passes unanimously. Then under B, new business is meeting schedule for 2022. The committee should have seen the proposed schedule for 22. Any questions? Okay. If there's no questions, then I would entertain a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2022 as presented.
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the meeting schedule for 2022 as presented. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no requests for discussion, would call the question. All those in favor of approving the meeting schedule for 2022 as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed and 3 ayes, the motion to approve the schedule for 2022 meeting schedule passes unanimously. On Roman numeral 4, other business. Mr. Wood, do we have any other business?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Thank you. Roman numeral 5 is next meeting is per the schedule that we've just approved. The next meeting will be April 6, 2022, 11 o'clock. May still be here on WebEx, not meeting in person. We'll just have to see what happens with the variants and such. But the next meeting still will be April 6, 2022 at 11 a.m. Then the last item on the agenda, Roman numeral 6, is adjournment. Is there a motion? Motion.
Let's keep it consistent. I move
Is there a
to
second?
adjourn.
A second.
All right. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No one opposed. 3 ayes. Motion to adjourn passes unanimously, and we adjourn the State of Washington Local Records Committee meeting at 11:18 a.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Chair.